Okay, so we're gonna make waffles. And I guess the first thing we need to do is we need to get the waffle iron plugged in. So I'll give her a shot here. And little red light comes on, so when that goes out, the waffle iron will be ready to be filled up with batter. Then we'll unscrew our batter shaker. And just open it up like such. Got our waffle mix right here. And something to keep in mind when you're dealing with baking, you need two things. You need measuring cups, which we're going to use a single 1 full cup. And you need measuring spoons, which we're going to be using to measure the oil to put into the batter, so it doesn't stick on the waffle. So anyway, very critical. Don't try to use soup spoons, teaspoons, your favorite teacup. Go out and get some real ones. And the key thing about this one I like is when I dump it upside down, it fits right over the top of the waffle batter shaker, so I don't get it all over the counter. Also, another thing to keep in mind is when we're measuring out the ingredients we're going to put in here, baking is a very exact science. If you don't measure things exactly, they don't work. So if I just say there's a cup and dump it in, I'm in deep stuff. So I'll scrape the top of it. Now I've got a perfectly measured cup right here, and I'll dump that in there. If I was going to be using this and didn't have a handy little scraper, I'd just take a nice little butter knife or something and just scrape it across the top. Perfectly level, dump it in. Little balls are in the bottom, already in there. So that's there. So let that set. I'm not going to do anything else with that for right now. Notice I also use the dry ingredients first when I measure, and that way when I use the wet ingredients like water, it'll rinse it out. Do it the other way around. Put the waffle batter in after you measure the water. Get a big splash and you dump it in, and it all sticks to the side of the container. So anyway, we're going to sit here right now and wait for the waffle iron to heat up. So I'm going to go ahead and put this thing on pause, and we'll pick it up here in a second. Okay, well, the light's gone off on the waffle iron. It's still shut, so it's all nice and hot. You wouldn't want to touch it probably. So the next thing we're going to do is we want to put a teaspoonful of good old corn oil, Mazola, whatever your favorite brand is. And so we'll go through here and we'll find 1 teaspoon, a little tiny dude here. We'll measure out a teaspoon of oil. Yep, perfect. Dump it in on top of that, throw that in the sink, washing later. Got that all set. Now we need a cup of water. So we'll get our cup of water right up to the top, let it overrun. That means we got a cup. Dump the cup right in on top of that. And it will perfectly fit with all the balls in the bottom. We'll take that, put the little lid on top of it. Screw the top on that. Now here's the trick. You gotta shake this thing like a son of a gun. I mean, you just gotta really put the finger on the top or it will blow off. And we're gonna shake it this way. We're going to shake it this way. We're going to give it one of these, get little balls swinging around inside there, and go back the other way, upside down, backwards, upside, whichever way you want to go, but just keep shaking the crap out of that thing. And it's we're going to keep shaking and shaking and shaking and shaking. Now keep in mind, once you dump this batter in there, we're only going to put about 3/4 of a covering on the bottom of that thing, but once you put that in there, this batter's done. It'll start turning into glue and you'll never be able to use it again, so just keep that in mind. We'll give it a couple more of these little dudes and up and down, and yeah, there we go. Now when you unscrew the top of this thing, it's going to pop. So don't point it at yourself or you'll end up wearing it. Open the waffle iron, dump the batter in. That's perfect. Plop that puppy shut. Put that in the sink. Now we're going to wait about 30 seconds, and while that's doing that, we're going to put our timer on. We're going to set our timer to 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Start. Cool. Now, We've had about 30 seconds here, so we're gonna let this thing cook. We're just gonna flip it over. And we'll see when the waffles are done. Okay, we're getting real close here. Everything's about done. And as you notice, there's no steam rolling up off the top of this now, so it's pretty well complete. I'm going to flip it over so it's easier to see, and I'm going to unplug it. See, that steam coming off means there's moisture in the batter, which means we're still cooking a little bit. As the process went on, you saw lots of steam, and it started going down, and as it gets down there, that means the moisture's gone out of the batter, and it should be reasonably easy to separate now, so we're going to give it a shot. Alrighty, we got a waffle here, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab under the edge of it with a fork, pry that puppy up, and there we go. We got a perfect frickin' waffle. Okay, well, the light